Hey everybody, it's Yalcha here. Hope everyone's doing well. Alright, first off about this gameplay. It's not the best gameplay you'll ever see in the world, but to be honest, does anybody really watch YouTube for gameplay anymore? Or did anybody even watch YouTube for gameplay in the first place? But anyway, no, I had a good time in this gameplay. There were a few stupid things, but what can you do? It's just how I roll. Should all know that by now. Right? Right. Right. Yes, thank you. Sorry, I'm just messing. Alright, so look at this bit of a fail here. I only get the assist. I guess I could probably have aimed down the sight and got him, but who cares? So it's just a game. Who really cares anymore? Alright, so what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about Facebook. Yes, Facebook. The root of all evil as far as I'm concerned. Facebook really is the spawn of whatever's equivalent to the devil, I suppose, for you. No, because I want to know what it is about Facebook that turns people into just complete attention-seeking, annoying whores, basically. And that's not. And I don't mean women when I say that. I mean everybody, men as well. It's because we all know that one person. Maybe there's more than one person, but for me, that one person that isn't happy unless they're posting something on Facebook and getting attention for it. For example, I know people on my Facebook, that I guess you could say I'm friends with as a courtesy, who are always sharing these pictures and these meaningful photos about what badasses they are and what, and how much they don't give a fuck. Well, guess what, Bunky? I don't give a fuck either. I don't give a fuck about you and your photos. I really don't. I don't know what you're trying to make up for in your life or what you're trying to compensate for, but, I'm sure there's ways of sorting that out in another way. Look at that. Who noob tubes in this game? I mean, really? Anyway, and we also know that one person who has to put selfies on every day. I don't want to see your selfies. The amount of people I've had to mute that constantly put selfies up. Every single day. I mean, you don't change that much from one day to the next. I guess people just have something in their life they have to make up for. And again, and people that go on there also, and they'll say something vague, like, here's an example. Somebody will put up a status and say, oh, feeling unhappy, and then somebody will inevitably comment on it and say, why are you feeling unhappy? What's wrong? I don't want to talk about it on here. You've just put it on there. If you don't want to talk about it on Facebook, don't put it on Facebook. It's that simple. And also, I don't want to see pictures of your kids every 5 minutes. I know sometimes it's cute. I mean, I don't put pictures up of kids personally, but that's just my preference, and that's not because I don't love my kids, but it's more because I don't. I'm very paranoid about internet safety. I mean, very, very paranoid. So I don't even want to go there. It's not something that I feel is always necessary. And sometimes people will put photos up of my kids, and I do sometimes have to. There's not a lot I can do about that, but what can you say? I personally don't do it, but that's just me. And what is it about Facebook though that makes people like this? I know it's supposed to be escapism and that, but it's a very extreme thing. I don't want to. Half the stuff you put on there, I don't want to see. I don't care. And if you might say to me, well, yeah, why do you use Facebook then? Well, I use Facebook to keep up with family members that are in distant climes. I've got family members in Australia, far-flung places like that. And also a bit nearer to home, but still far away from me. Family all over the country. And it's easier. It's a easy and free way to keep up with them and their doings, and see how they're getting along. Basically, not that yeah, it's not. I mean, I don't talk to them every 5 minutes on there, but it's yeah, it's just one of the things where it's useful, but not entirely. Yeah, it shouldn't take over your life. Put it that way. And then we have Twitter, for example. Now, I'm a big user of Twitter because I find it easier to follow some of the Arsenal games on there when I'm not able to watch it, because there's usually somebody either watching the game, or if the game's not on telly, they're watching some kind of stream they found, and they will put updates of the game on Twitter, and it's easy to follow, follow that way. And then you have people on Twitter that want to be what we call Twitter famous. They'll want to have lots and lots of followers, and they'll instantly think that they're some kind of celebrity and they're entitled to, a free McDonald's or something like that just because they've got X amount of followers on Twitter. Now, unfortunately, like your KD ratio, you can't take your amount of Twitter followers to the bank and say, right, I've got 500,000 Twitter followers, I'd like a mortgage, please. Life doesn't work like that. That's not how you do business, I'm afraid. So, again, social media seems to, it has its good things, but the majority of people, it tends to bring out the worst in. I mean, the absolute worst. Even YouTube to a certain extent. In a very different way, but again, that sometimes brings the worst out in people. And I guess, again, it's all to do with anonymity. Especially for things like YouTube and Twitter, because Twitter, generally speaking, 9 times out of 10, the people you follow and who follow you don't know in real life. And I don't mean, you might know them because you played with them on Xbox Live. I mean, you physically never met them before, and you've never spoke to them in person, never looked into the whites of their eyes, and seen into them, kind of thing. Because again, it's anonymity. And again, with everything on the internet nowadays, people think they can just become somebody else, which I guess is kind of escapism, but people turn into arseholes on Twitter, they really do. Or on social media in general, not just Twitter, actually. So all I'm going to say, when you're on Twitter or social media, don't be that person. Don't be that Facebook person. Don't try and be Twitter famous. Be you. And do well. Okay, that's the end of the gameplay, and that's the end of the commentary. That was just something I'd been thinking about and wanted to get off my chest. If it made no sense, I apologise, but I hope you enjoyed it either way. Anyway, don't forget to let me know what you think. Leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe, whatever, that would be cool. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, guys. The Ouch is out. Peace.